Hey guys, welcome back. This is MD and this is our review of Code Vein on the PS4. You start the game in the near future after the great collapse. You wake up in a post-apocalyptic setting with all your memories gone. Giant hordes emerge from the ground, killing half of the population and bringing with it monsters. The people who died in this calamity were brought back to life as revenants, and this was done by attaching a BOR parasite to their heart. This parasite gives its own blood to the host so that it can regulate and control all functions of the body. So the revenants were initially created to fight the monsters, and they can be resurrected after each death at the cost of losing random memory unless their heart where the BOR parasite reside is destroyed, then they are gone forever. These revenants later became bloodthirsty, and with the lack of blood, they frenzied and thus turned into Lost, creating the first generation of Lost. Project Queen was initiated after finding an extremely suitable host to the BOR parasite. The project hoped to create more efficient revenants with a reduced bloodthirst. Initially, the project was a success. The Queen helped in creating materials and aiding the revenants and helped in the process of creating the missiles. This is where the revenants soothed their bloodthirst. However, after extreme pain, the queen lost control of her body and frenzied and started destroying the already ruined world. With her death, she brought miasma, a red mist which causes rapid bloodthirst, and revenants will go crazy or frenzy if they breathe it. Hence now revenants need to wear masks. In response to fight the queen, more revenants were created. The game starts with you being captured by rogue revenants, and they send you on a mission to find bloodbeats. In your mission, you meet with Lewis, which asks to partner with you, and he notices you successfully making contact with a vestige of a lost without becoming frenzy, and you will acquire their blood code, which are like class type in the game. These are unique features to each and every revenant. Then you're invited to the base and later tasked with the remedy of bloodbead scarcity, and these are human blood-like fruits that grow on the blood spring trees. The game has a very nice character customization, and you can have a lot of style and switch between them whenever you are bored from one. The main clothes are a few, but all the accessories and the level of customization somewhat compensates for it. But to be honest, it's not enough, and I will clarify about this a little later. And instead of you sticking with one class throughout the game, which are called a blood code, we are given the option to mix and match and choose from many class types. And the best part is that you can change them on the go. Each blood code has its own unique abilities, which are called gifts. You need to pay haze, which is the currency in this game, to unlock them, or find memory parts of the blood code owners to unlock their locked abilities. These abilities can be used by consuming ichor, which is produced by the body of the revenants and replenished by attacking or draining enemies. Each blood code is unique in terms of stats and compatibility with weapons and wheels. You can equip 2 weapons which you can switch in between anytime and can have 4 passive abilities and 8 active abilities at one time. I love how you can change your playstyle on the go, and the abilities you set with each blood code are saved. So the only things you need to change when you go from one style to another are only the weapons and the wheels. Since we're talking about weapons and wheels, sadly there are not many weapons and wheel types to choose from. You can get them from chests, buy them from the shop, or sometimes you can get weapon drops from the monsters. You can infuse or transform your wheels or weapons with 13 different effects, such as adding stun or fire, or simply upgrade them with easy to find materials. But to be honest, I stayed with my setup without changing for about 19% of my playthrough. The wheels are just like jackets that give you the protection and stats to your character. You wear them on your main clothes, which are only about 7 types, and the wheels are about 22 types considering you have all the pre-order bonuses and so on. The weapons fall into 6 categories, starting with one-handed swords, two-handed hammers, bayonet rifles, and finally the spears, halberds, and polearms. The weapons you get as drops from the bosses have their own unique abilities, which is great. I would have loved it if there was a weapon forging or finding materials for making new cloth types, and those lovely memories where we store We should have like at least given us an item such as a cloth type or an accessory that the person in the memory held or was unique to it, beside just unlocking their abilities from their blood codes. Your character can switch between those two equipped weapons anytime, like I said before. There are no shields, and blocking with your weapons still damages you, though blocking with a giant two-handed weapon seems to be more efficient. In this game, you can choose a partner to be with you all the time, so you'll never have this feeling of being alone and stranded unless you want to go without your partner. But they do play a crucial role and make things easier for you, way easier. You can also send a distress code to get help from other random online users or set up a password that only your friends can join, but it usually takes a lot of time, and the guys who do want to answer your calls need to stay in the menu, because if it fails then they need to answer your distress signal again. I would have preferred it if the game lets you continue playing while searching in the background for people that might need your help. Also, when a person does join the game freezes for a second or two, just ruining the experience or the action. Along the game, we acquire new blood codes with some of its abilities locked, and in order to unlock them, we need to find these vestiges and view them, giving us a bit of side story of the owners, and these memory segments are absolutely beautiful. Upon unlocking a certain ability, you will only be able to use that ability on that specific blood code unless you pay for maximum proficiency, or simply equip it with the specific blood code and fight monsters until it reaches the max level. Then you will be able to equip it on any other blood code of your choice, which is nice. There are around 13 areas in the game, from very short to huge areas such as what I call the Great Puzzle, the Cathedral of the Sacred Blood. I don't know if I should call this area a genius level design or a mess, as it's a core to go through and very confusing and boring, especially after your second playthrough when you just want to be done with it. Nonetheless, the level designs are refreshing in this game, from ruined city to snowy mountains and caverns. Each area has its own final boss, and some of them have mini bosses as well. Most of them can be easily beaten, while some are annoying, and there is this one boss that was extremely bad with a sudden target shift, and add to that sometimes the unresponsive combat. Yes, sometimes it's clunky and does not respond to your button inputs. Not very fluid to say the least. I have finished the game all by myself, of course with my partner, which I didn't change throughout my playthrough. But if things are tough, then wait for someone to answer your distress call. You might have to wait a lot though. Side quests. After clearing an area, you can go back and find people that give you tasks to finish, and to be honest, these are a joke and I'm very disappointed with them. Though some give you these depth maps, which you can call dungeons, there are about 12 of them, and they are like mini maps for areas which you have already visited, and they all have many bosses and a main boss in the end. The game has multiple endings, and I love how it gives you the option to play a new game plus with the same difficulty or enhanced difficulty. This is good for the people who just simply want to blaze through their second playthrough and get to see all the endings fast. And also these different outcomes net you new blood codes and abilities, which is great. You can finish the whole game while collecting everything and doing all of the side quests within 40 hours or less if you are an experienced player. Though the resemblance is there, but this game is a fresh take on the Souls genre. This game is its own thing with its blood code system, partner system, and the amount of option that it gives you in terms of changing the difficulty, having a partner with you all the time, the option of doing or skipping whole freaking area. So yeah, anime fan and action RPG fans, rejoice. The game is really fun to play, and I have enjoyed my over 140 hours that I have spent, and have finished the game 4 times right now, and I'm still helping my friends finish it. Bear in mind that I was not interested in this game at all before. I finally jumped in after seeing a copy in front of me. Though many things need to improve, such as the lackluster challenge of some bosses, small collection of cloth types, weapons and wheels, as well as side quests, which are mostly fetch quests and target killing that are usually only a few steps away from the quest giver. And Did I tell you that you need to go back and forth to the home base after finishing a depth map so you can start again? And when you go from one area to another area through these tunnels where the frame rate drops really bad because of the loading. This is how the game loads each area, and sometimes you need to wait in front of a fog door until the level loads. And sometimes monsters backflip to their death falling from the edges. By putting the fun factor and me being a Souls fan and enemy fan on one side and the technical problems along with some game mechanic designs on the other side, I give this game a 7.5 out of 10. If you're an anime or an action RPG fan who enjoys a beautiful world with a beautiful score, then give this game a shot. I really recommend it. After playing this game, I am now interested in trying the God Eater series, which I have never tried, guys. So recommend me which one I should try first. So tell us in the comments below which area you liked the most, who was your favorite partner, your favorite blood code, and the things you disagree or agree with our review, and how much you would give this game. What do you think about it? That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing to our channel. Thanks for the support on the Patreon page, guys. And stay awesome.